Good morning, everybody. My name's Chris Edge. I head up the global customer success team at Klevu. We are a Finnish company traditionally, but we have a global reach. We have offices in the UK, in the States, Australia, Finland, and Sweden. And we are traditionally known as a non-search search provider, but we now have a suite of products, all utilizing artificial intelligence, personalization. So as well as on-site search, we have category merchandising, we have product recommendations, we have personalization where we can change the order of the results in real time depending on what it is you're looking for and kind of past activity within the sites. We power over 1,200 websites globally. We have kind of 5 billion interactions a month. Lots of different verticals. There's a large selection here. We have we're predominantly have plugins on kind of all of the major e-commerce platforms, so Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce, for example, but we also have APIs and that type of thing. So regardless of the platform that you are on, you can kind of utilize our technology to help you, kind of your clients find the product that they're looking for in a timely fashion, increase conversion, and check out. So I am going to be talking mainly today about on-site search. And I'm going to start off with a very bold statement in that people who search on your site are your most valuable customers. Now, you would obviously say, yeah, of course, a guy who works for a company that sell on-site search solutions would definitely say that. But what I can do is kind of back that up by telling you, if you haven't already, go to Google Analytics, go down the left-hand side, there's behavior, there's site search, and Google will actually segment visits from people who search on your site against visits of people that don't. And without doing any optimization to your site search, you should be seeing figures like this. So people that search on your site have a higher average order value. They have a much higher increase in e-commerce conversion rate. They have a much higher per session value. So every time somebody comes to your site, what value do they bring to your site? You should be seeing all of this without kind of any optimizations, anything being done to your site. And there's a number of reasons around this, and kind of a couple of things to point out. If you think of a normal retail store, if somebody's just coming around, browsing around the site, looking at racks of clothes, that type of thing, and then leaves, they're your typical browsers. They're people that kind of just looking at the site, not seeing what's out there. If somebody comes up to the front desk, asks a question, intimates that they're looking for a particular product, if you've got that product in stock, if you can give them what they're looking for, they're much more likely to buy. So think of your search box as the best way that users can give you intent on what they want to buy. They're kind of already in the kind of the buying mode. So if you can present what they're looking for right when they're looking for it, right as they're in the mood to buy, you've got a much higher chance of converting those users. So definitely go ahead and look at that. You should be seeing these figures within Google Analytics. Now, a lot of times we kind of talk to customers and we very often hear this statement: there's nothing wrong with my site search. I type a product name and I find it. Now, very often as merchandisers, users of your own site, you're very familiar with your products. You're very familiar with core products. You may be looking at site search statistics. You may be getting your top 50 searches. You're looking at this. You're saying, yeah, I type dress. I see dresses. I'm okay. I don't need kind of any advanced search in here. I don't need to do anything here. But what happens when somebody moves away from that very familiar, that very traditional search that you're used to? So yeah, you could bring back dresses, but when people are looking for something very specific, so for example, a strapless dress, a one-shoulder dress, a long evening dress, how does your site search handle those very specific terms, the very specific, somebody has come to my site, they're coming to the to the cashier, they're saying, I'm looking for a long evening dress. If you just show them your everyday dresses, they're much more likely to fall out of the store. In the real world example, they're much more likely to bounce off your site. They're onto Google, they're onto your competitors. So it's understanding the long tail keywords. And eConsultancy did a good graph on this, and it kind of shows you exactly what I'm kind of getting at. The data that you will probably be looking at the moment, somebody comes on and types shoes, you will see, if you're a shoe store, you will see lots of people searching for shoes. The vast majority of that, but the conversion rate on that is not so great. You get to 2 or 3 word phrases, so men's shoes. Now we start to see the quantity of those declining, but the conversion rate increasing. You get to something much more descriptive, 4 or 5 words, red Nike men's running shoes. You know that this customer is definitely looking for a specific color, a specific brand, a specific gender, a specific activity. If you have those products, it's really important that your search is able to understand all of these terms and to show them at the right time to the customer. So what I'm going to talk about, so how can you optimize? What 5 things can you do today to improve your site search? So this is what I'm going to kind of concentrate on looking at. So the first thing is type ahead and autocompletes. So the moment that somebody interacts with your search bar, this is the time where you can start to get potentially personal with them. So we have a client here, Mole Valley Farmers. As soon as I activate the search bar, I haven't shown any intent yet. I haven't done anything here, but I can start to drive people towards product discovery. I can start to show them trending products. So, kind of what's hot at the moment, what's doing well. I can show them popular suggestions. So, what are the majority of people looking for? I can start to guide them around that section. If they've been on the site before, I can show them recent searches. So if I've been looking for Wellington boots, for example, I may have gone in and done a search previously. I may be returning to come and buy that product again. Well, here's a recent search. Yep, that was exactly what I was looking for, and go ahead and click that. So again, straight away, you can bring kind of a global personalization or be very personable to the actual individual. If you know that they've been on the site before, they've clicked on products, you can start to put that in here. So really valuable piece of engaging the user straight away as soon as they type the search bar. So what happens when they kind of go on and start something? So perhaps I'm looking for a planter. So at every keystroke here, we should be looking at that journey and start suggesting things as we go along. So is it an unassembled planter set? Is it a just ordinary planters? Are you looking for a sets, that type of thing? But we're also, at the same time as we're bringing suggestions to the client, we're bringing products back to the client. The idea here is we're matching the keywords, the products in people's in your inventory. We're putting it visibly to them. Actually, straight away, I like the look of that product. I'm kind of avoiding a search page altogether, and I'm driving them straight to the product. I found what I'm looking for in just a few keystrokes, and I'm away, and I'm kind of adding to basket. So really important. We know from kind of the stats that we generate, people that look at the search suggestions here, they click on those, they typically 2 to 3 times higher conversion rate. People that click on the actual images, 5 to 6 to 7 times the conversion rate. So again, we've already know that people are showing intent. Get them to the products as fast as they can, but also understand what it is that they're looking for. So that's the first one, that the type heads and the auto completes. The second one is synonyms. Now, you may have users to your website from lots of different locations, even regional variations within the UK. And the way that you attribute your data, so the way that your data indexes, your search data indexes this and brings things back, can actually have a quite different effect to how your users actually search. So we have a jewelry client here. They describe everything as, you know, if you can buy a necklace with your initial on it, but what if people come in and search for alphabet? It's a similar type of thing, but the way that they attribute that, they will potentially get a 0 results here. Same for, you know, birthstone and constellation, letters and initials, choker and short necklace. It's all about understanding your search data, examining where people are having a good experience, where they're getting a 0 results. Trainers, sneakers, that type of thing. Very common words that if you don't introduce synonyms into your search results, the vast majority will have a, you know, they'll search for it how they believe they should be looking for it, but not how you attribute it. If you don't, if you can't enrich the search with synonyms, they're likely to get a 0 results page. They're likely to be back to Google and off to a competitor. The third section, understand the value of your keyword terms. Look at how people are searching on your site and look at the value. How does that lead through to actually revenue? So there's a couple of things to look at this here. One, from a PPC point of view. So this client here, they're spending lots and lots of money competing with lots and lots of other people on brand terms, on Google, Acer, Lenovo, everything else like that. Very expensive brand terms, very low converting. But when they looked at this, they saw that people were searching for silver laptops, pink netbooks, quad-core laptops. They were able to divert the spend on that PPC, on those very expensive headline terms, and move away to put it to a more conversational piece. Now, the words that people use on your search is very often the same types of words that they'll use on Google. So if you know that these users are kind of converting very well, you can divert that headline spend into the more conversational keyword terms. You know that once you get them to your site that they convert. SEO is another thing to think about here. You know, if maybe you don't have a silver laptop or a pink netbook collection, maybe well worth building some SEO around that, promoting, getting it into your site back, because again, these are words that people are searching for on your website. They're more than likely to be searching for it from Google. So utilize these keyword terms, utilize the value of them for your own SEO and PPC benefit. Avoid a 0 results. Again, we kind of touched on this. Wherever we can, try and avoid that. So I've got an example here from Missy Empire. Again, you can be quite personal about this. You know, they know their audience, they know their younger girls, they know the kind of the language that they would use. So I've searched for a shrug. A shrug can also be known as a bolero. It can be known as a short cardigan. So potentially here, if they stock something like that, we should be putting a synonym in here. At the moment, this would lead to a 0 results. So they've now been able to personalize this a little bit more. So sorry, babe, we weren't able to find some shrugs right now. But rather than say, yeah, here's a 0 results, here's some stuff you will love. Here's our most popular products. Here are our most popular searches. So rather than avoid getting them to a 0 results page where they're much more likely to bounce and be away, we're able to re-merchandise them. We've got popular products. We've got popular searches. We're trying to re-engage them to direct them to products that they may like. And then finally, the fifth thing to look at as how your search is working is leveraging natural language processing. So at Klevu, we just released a report, a kind of e-commerce report, where we look at how the top 100 sites in the UK are performing search-wise. You know, kind of looking at lots of things like, you know, the placement, the relevance of the results, but how do clients use natural language search? So what we mean by kind of natural language processing, that kind of men's vans under £50. You know, we're looking at very specific options here of regards to, you know, a gender, a brand, a price range, etc. And when we looked at all this, there was only 20% of internal search engines could actually find an exact match here. 30% was 0 results, 24% with irrelevant results, and 26%, yeah, a broad match, not too bad. But there's a huge market in this. You know, we know that, you know, Alexas and things like that, Siri's. Voice search is becoming much more prominent. You can't move on any Google page without seeing the microphone. So one of the things that we have developed in at Klevu is utilizing that Google voice search. So I'm going to actually, against all logic, do a kind of a live demonstration here. So we'll kind of see how we get on. We have the microphone in the search bar of Cox & Cox. So what will happen, I'll go in here and I will give it a click. Outdoor lights under £40. So straight away, kind of a couple of things have happened here. We've detected we're using Google search to capture the voice recognition, but we're then utilizing natural language processing to make sure we understand that it's lights that we're looking for, it's outdoor lights that we're looking for, and most importantly, probably, it's outdoor lights under £40. So straight away, we've taken lots of different aspects here. We've used natural language processing. We've got the products we want. We can go again. We can say outdoor lights over £100. And again, we've detected it's outdoor lights. We've detected it's £100 rather than £100 in weight, and we're bringing products back. We can then say things like table lamps in brass. And again, much more difficult term here. So we've got a few options here. We've got table, so do we mean tables? We've got lamps, so do we just mean lamps, or we could mean floor lamps or anything? We've then got an attribute such as brass. So it has to, normal search engines without this advanced natural language processing could be bringing tables back, could be bringing the wrong type of lamps, could be not including the material, could be brass fixtures and fittings. But by understanding the keyword term, understanding natural language processing, I've directly got through a number of different aspects of the keyword the correct products that I want, and I'm instantly driving clients to the product. So I hope you found that useful. That's kind of 5 things to think about with regards to on-site search and optimization.